if I understand today, it's your anniversary.
Yes, it's our
Yes.
4-year wedding anniversary.
Yes. So happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Do you guys do the traditional gifts by year or anything like that? Anything?
I am better at that than John.
Okay.
So I looked up 4-year. 4-year is like the color of like amethyst and blue. You're supposed to give people fruit and silk, apparently.
Yeah. Fruit, flowers, and silk, I think.
Yeah.
It keeps it fun.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that. I will try not to keep you too long so you can go celebrate.
No worries.
I have Taya Valkyrie with me here. NWA Alwayz Ready. On June 11th, you'll be facing Natalia Markova.
Yes.
She'll have Taryn Terrell at her side. One thing I did want to talk about, it was a comment you made last week on Busted Open that really resonated with me. You were talking about leaving WWE and finding a new mountain to climb. How much of this new chapter is about the experience itself and the journey itself, and instead of the end result?
I feel like it's a combination because I mean, I've always had kind of a career that has been a different path. I have not followed the conventional, way of getting into wrestling by any means, and really have written my own story. So it's kind of fitting that, in a way, of course, this is what happens to me. And, but I also find motivation in all of it. I have something to prove to myself. I just had to remind myself of who I was. And so right now it's, like you said, it is about like finding, that new mountain to climb, but it's also just kind of continuing my legacy and building, continuing my story. And one day I'm going to have this fabulous book turned into a movie about, about the ups and downs of Taya Valkyrie. So, it's just an interesting next step. It's been very inspiring. It's been very eye-opening. It's been a lot of things. But overall, I feel like I am having so much fun. I'm getting to wrestle a lot of people I have never wrestled before, or who I've been watching over the last couple of years. And it's crazy how much new talent has come out in the last couple of years since prior to COVID. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, you're off to a hot start already. Once again, the AAA Reina de Reinas champion, first ever MLW women's featherweight champion. You're making your NWA debut on June 11th. So much going on. And obviously, we didn't mention you returned to Impact Wrestling. So that's also something in the cards. But with everything that you have going on, how are you looking to make your NWA run stand out? Because you're already on TV with Impact. You already have the title win with MLW, and you have a fan base coming in. So how do you want to sort of separate that if you're looking at it that way?
Well, it's an absolutely completely different company that I've never worked for before. So there's going to be, some learning curves and different things like that. While I get used to the setup, the style that they present their television is very different from what I'm used to. It's just really exciting. I don't know. I just really love new things and, continuing to push myself, and facing someone like Natalia Markova with Taryn Terrell in my debut is going to be fabulous. I have experience with her at House of Glory a few months ago in New York City. So I know what I'm getting myself into, and I'm coming in fully prepared. I have nothing to lose at this point. I have everything to gain. I am not scared. I know who I am. And I don't think anybody can match me on that perspective. I, continue to push forward. And as much as people want to say what they want on the internet, or have doubts about me, or say, all the negative things that community loves to say about us, I'm me, I cannot be denied. I have done this for 12 years. I have proven my place in this business, and I'll continue to do that in the NWA, on Impact Wrestling, on MLW, and whatever else comes in the future.
Well, we could spend a lot of time talking about the cesspool that wrestling Twitter can be, but I will say I appreciate your confidence. I don't see as much as that, as much as you do, obviously. So, from my side of things, it's usually a generally positive response to your work, with Impact and MLW, and so I hope you see that too, and it's not just
absolutely. I just think it is also important to talk about how
Wi-Fi name or password has changed. Update your Wi-Fi information.
Okay.
Is that yours or mine?
No, I think that's yours.
Oh, that's so weird. Well, we're still connected.
That was the first.
Yeah, I was like, who's talking? Where's that voice coming from? But yeah, I think it is important to talk about both the negative and the positive. Absolutely. I see all the positive comments. I see people that are following me for years, a decade, and have continued to be supportive of what La Huera Loca is and who I am as an individual as well as a professional. But it is true, obviously, that's why there's filters on Twitter and Instagram. So I don't see a lot of it because I just don't think it's necessary, and it's not good for anybody's mental state and to listen to it. But I am very aware of all the positive response that I get and all those wonderful fans out there that continue to be supportive of me.
Yeah. Sometimes it all comes down to the algorithm and
filtering. I seriously have filters on everything, so I don't see like keywords. I don't see it. Like if you say something that is completely out of line, you are blocked, muted, something like that. Like, I just don't have time for that. I don't want other people, I don't want fans fighting over it either. I think there's so many other things to be worrying about.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm trying to, so this is like awkward because you have us blocked. And I don't.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
Well, someone said something at some point and I was like, bye.
I don't know why. And I've been here for a few years, and I remember whatever Royal Rumble John was in when it was like a one-off. I think you posted a picture with somebody and you were just like, oh yeah, I'm here. Like it might not have even been a caption. And it was just like, I'm here supporting. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I think I retweeted it. And then after that, I was like, wait, where'd she go? I was like, and I was looking, I was like, I don't know what we said.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I mean, it must have been somebody else.
But I'll unblock you guys. But honestly, most of the time it's just like, it could have even been someone commenting on your thing that just made me just like, mute, block or whatever, because I just seriously, a lot of people are like, I don't understand, you blocked me when they see me in person. I'm like, well, what did you say? Something.
Yeah. I went through and I was like, I honestly don't know what happened. I try to create a positive experience on our stuff because well. Thank you for hearing our case.
No worries.
One thing I do want to ask about that I think the last time we talked might have been pre-pandemic or during pandemic. You were working on Loca by Taya Valkyrie, or sorry, brain fart. You were sort of starting that. I think it was in your like third drop. Can you maybe give an update on that? Like, are you still finding, that creative outlet now that, sort of things are opening back up, and, is it still the same experience, or are you like maybe shifting because you're working more and trying to find?
Absolutely. The reason that I haven't put out stuff in a while was because once we moved back to Los Angeles, it was kind of like, had to organize my life again and get things going. And, luckily during the entire time I was in Florida, I had someone helping me in Los Angeles with like the shipping and stuff, because obviously usually I would have done it from, you're literally in my home office, which has like all the stuff, my store in my house. Usually I would do it directly from here. And I was like extremely hands-on for like 2 years doing it all myself. So now that I'm back in LA, I have been working on like redoing the website. I really want to relaunch on taking it up another level. I'm obviously, I love clothes. I love fashion. I love being, inspired by beautiful things and beautiful people. And I absolutely am planning on having a new drop. I was kind of deciding actually the last week whether it was going to be for the summer or the fall, because I just want to make sure that it is as impactful and as perfect as possible, because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to a lot of things. So it's leaning more towards, September, fall, because I just want to make sure that everything is perfect. But I absolutely have stuff in the works. I've had so many people be so supportive. I love seeing people at shows wearing all my clothes, and you're so easy to spot and I love it. So yeah, hopefully in September at the latest will be when I do like the next kind of relaunch of the brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool to see like stuff pop up here. See, here's the positive side of social media. I see wrestlers wearing it, supporting and like sharing. So it's really easy to spot, because of the logo across the front. But I love the patterns that I'll see. I think there's like a blue and white one, and then like an orange drop, like a black
there
and
was
orange.
a Halloween one last year, and then like before that it was like a heaven and hell theme. So it was, the blues and the whites, and then it was like the grays, blacks, and reds. So yeah, I have an inspiration already. I actually have samples over there, but I'm not going to pull them up. But I'm so thankful, like honestly, from the fans to my peers, everyone at Impact, when I first started doing it, was so supportive. It was so amazing. And I just hope to continue, growing from there.
I have one more social media centric question for you. John was the men's Joker on AEW a couple weeks ago. There was speculation that night after he appeared that maybe you would be the women's Joker. A very positive response. But any thoughts on that reception, that maybe you would show up?
I saw it too. It was really funny. And I was in Canada at the time, like visiting my friends, because I wrestled for RCW on the Friday night and the Saturday night in Calgary and in Edmonton. And people are like, she's not there. She's not in Calgary at a hockey game. She's in.
Mm-hmm. I can find when she posted that picture originally.
Yeah, like, it's so crazy. I mean, I've loved the idea. I think that I'm very flattered. Obviously, I think it was really important for John to have a moment too, and I'm glad that he got that in facing someone like Samoa Joe in the first round of the Owen Hart Cup. So, I mean, like I've said in interviews recently, the wrestling landscape is so insane right now because of how everybody is really working together. So the idea of me potentially going to AEW or having some sort of crossover there is something I'm completely open to. There's so many wonderful, talented people over there. Lots of things like, the fact that John is there and I could be with John again, or the fact that, my two brothers, Pentagon and Fenix, are there working with them. We have a stable that's going to be, established in AAA, and AAA and AEW have a great working relationship. And I'm the Reina de Reina's current women's champion, 4-time champion, longest reigning knockouts and Reina de Reina's champion. So I absolutely think the possibility of that happening at some point would be wonderful. So I'm open to the idea. The forbidden door of Taya Valkyrie is clearly in full force right now. So we will see what happens, but I'm very happy to see John having his moment and getting to like have really good matches, being given time. And listen, for the last 6 months, I have been watching him think of such crazy new ideas and watching him train his butt off in preparation for what is next. And so I'm just proud of him. I'm happy that he is somewhere where he seems to be having fun and he's surrounded by his peers.
And he gets a new gimmick name.
How many is it now? I have said this before on Twitter. Like, I was really hoping that he would become Johnny Valkyrie. It's 2022. Come on. It's possible. I'm just happy for him. Like, we have friends across all platforms. I mean, obviously we have so much love for Impact because that's like our second family. We worked there for so long, and me going back there, it's just a reminder of how wonderful that roster is and management as well. And I'm just happy to see him do his thing, and so hopefully we see more of that.
That should have been the stipulation for the WrestleCon match.
That he becomes Johnny Valkyrie. Maybe
that's next time. You got to have the rematch.
I don't want to have a million names though. Let's be.
I think you have a solid one now. Let's stick with it. But
yeah, it's worked for me this long.
Yeah,
we all know what happened when I got another name. So
fair enough. Is that, you mentioned that there's something in the works with that stable? There's the AAA connection. Is that something that you've talked about as far as like AEW, or is that just sort of a wishful thinking scenario right now?
It's just wishful thinking at this point. I just, Fenix and Pentagon and I all came up in AAA for the last 12 years together, traveling, 6-7 days a week,
Mhm.
18 to 20-hour bus rides, being super poor, like all this stuff. We, since the dark dragon days of Pentagon. I mean, this is like a long time ago. And so I'm just so proud of them. And like, we've always, we love working together. We were part of Paros Del Mal together. So doing something in AAA with those two is just like a dream come true. I'm sure you saw at the Triple Mania show, and we came out with Fenix's mini Pentagon, his son, who's my nephew. Like it's just a dream to be working with people that really care about me and who genuinely want to see me succeed. And yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything. It's a really fun and exciting time to be in professional wrestling. And I feel like I'm in a good place mentally, performance wise, physically. So I'm just ready for everything that's going to come and close out 2022 guns a-blazing, just as I have since coming back.
Talk about a guy with multiple names. They're Penta. I can't keep up with them. Dark Dragon, Penta El Zero Miedo, Penta OM.
Yeah, he's just Penta.
He's just Penta. Fair enough.
And Fenix is just always Fenix to me.
Yeah. There you go. We've covered quite a bit here. You're all over the place. One thing I did want to close out with is I usually do a watch list feature. Get your feedback on maybe some matches that you've had. I can narrow it down. Like, is there anything that a match that you've maybe had this year, or maybe a moment this year where you really felt like you showed what a complete wrestler you are and like what you want to show people moving forward? Because obviously you have the Taya Valkyrie brand and, you have your name and resume, but you obviously want to continue to improve and branch out. So is there anything maybe new that you're doing, or just anything that comes to mind as far as being a complete wrestler in 2022?
I'm constantly thinking about new ways of getting into my moveset, or new things that I can add to it and evolve as a character. I feel like Taya right now is like a little bit more serious because I'm jaded. No, I just try to evolve even in my promos and things like that. And I think you'll see more of that on Impact, like moving forward, seeing a kind of a more serious, but still super fun and still the same Taya that everybody knows and loves or hates. And, yeah, I just think that, my second match with Diana on Impact, I think was even like better than the first one that we had this year. I thought that was really great. I just wrestled Masha Slamovich this last weekend, which was the first time I've ever done that. And she is a fireball of energy. And I just see so much potential in her. And I haven't seen the match yet, but I really want to see it. And I would look forward to wrestling her again. And I just really want to touch on more intergender wrestling, because that's where I honestly come from. Lucha Libre has had intergender wrestling be part of it since forever. I remember when I first moved to the States and people made a big deal about it. I was just like, I don't really understand. I've been doing this for forever. It's not that big of a deal. If I'm in a competitive match with a guy who is the same size as me or even bigger than me, and what's to say that I can't take him down? So I think there's a believability, especially for someone like myself who has a lot of experience in that genre. So those are all kind of the things that I'm looking to evolve and just touch on moving forward.
All right. Final question. What's going on with the Iron Sheik Massacre? When can we watch it?
Oh God, the story of my life, I swear. So it's in the final stage. I know I've said that 16 times, but the final stages of, the editing production. And I watched a version of it a few weeks ago, and it's 98% done. I think it's so heavy with special effects, and we definitely bit off more than we could chew with this one. But with that said, it's so funny and so stupid that I'm just excited for everyone to see it. And hopefully the goal right now is, in the next 2 months or so, is to enter it into the horror movie festivals that are coming up for the Halloween season, spooky season, yay, and see what happens. And hopefully once it debuts in film festivals, we'll be able to have a proper premiere red carpet kind of situation somewhere, in LA or maybe in Atlanta, where the Sheik is and stuff. So We will see, but I promise you all of this waiting will be worth it.
All right. I've seen some of the screenshots. I'm expecting gore. It looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see, the final project. I know it's something you've been working on for a while. So
4 years.
Has it been that long?
Well, think about it. We wrote it on our honeymoon 4 years ago. Right.
Yeah.
So 4 years in June. Well, it's June 1st today. So we wrote it on our honeymoon, then we've shot it in September, October after that.
Mhm.
And then it's just been just taking its time getting done. So we're almost there. We're in the home stretch.
All right. We will see it soon. We can catch you NWA Alwayz Ready on June 11th. We'll wait and see what happens on Impact Wrestling TV. We expect to see you be a presence there and on MLW TV, anywhere else people can check you out in the next few weeks or months.
I am just going to be everywhere. Look for me on AAA. Look for me in NWA debuting June 11th. Like you said, we also have Slammiversary in Nashville on June 19th. Yes, I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to mess up dates. In Nashville, the 20th anniversary of Impact Wrestling, which is going to be super exciting and fun, as well as my debut with MLW will be coming up in the next couple of weeks on their TV show. So make sure to check all that out. Follow me on social media at the Taya Valkyrie, as well as my exclusive content page with all my BTS blogs, all the stuff. TayaXO.com.